Welcome back. And hey, we've got Tamara Penn here. Tamara, what are you doing here on a Monday?
I often wonder.
I'm wondering
Mondays,
myself.
Some people mark, this day off. Monday is a day of just getting yourself back together.
I think so. Because I'm feeling a little, I don't know how you're feeling, Sandra, but it feels like we're a little
getting back together.
cold. A little.
Yeah, well, like there's quite a breeze outside. Sun's shining.
Yeah.
But it's quite a breeze, and I had a lovely walk, so I'm feeling energized.
Oh, that's good.
It was kind of for me, I don't want to get out from under the covers.
Oh, no, I was ready to go.
It's so bright out. How could you stay in bed on a bright day like today?
Because it was cold.
Lady, you don't know what cold is. We have not had cold this winter.
I know. I think that's part of the problem.
No, it's just the way it is. It is. Why look for the problem where you can just, it's all good.
It is all good.
If you see everything from the position of it's all good, what
agree.
A segue having Brett just before me.
Yeah.
I made notes while he was talking.
Well, do you want to go through those notes now?
Yeah,
because you've got a lot to talk about.
I've always got a lot to talk about.
We got physical immortality to talk about. We've got frequencies to talk about. We've got breathing to talk about.
Absolutely, and life in general.
Yeah, life in general.
And so we're all worthy to enjoy life. And that's one of the things that in the rebirthing work that I do, a huge number of people don't feel worthy.
Yes, that's right. We're not worthy.
Where does it come from?
Isn't that what Sane said in his interview too? When he had his near-death experience, he did not feel worthy.
Yes, I was listening. That's why I made the notes.
Yeah.
And the very simply is, how many people do you know whose parents say, and who do you think you are, wanting this or desiring that or asking for this? Who do you think you are? Well, the truth is, you're a magnificent being of light, having the human experience, as we all know, right?
Right.
And so you do deserve everything good and beautiful.
Well, how come we don't feel like it sometimes?
That's your problem. You've got to sort yourself out.
So what do I need to do? Do I need to breathe more?
I'm so glad. Another segue. Yes. It's really wonderful. There was a woman who came to me last year in the summer. She's a therapist herself. And she signed for 10 sessions and paid me all, up front. And then she gets the 11th session for free. That's a 2-hour session, And she did her 10 sessions, and I wrote to her recently saying, hey, you still have a session owing to you. She wrote back saying, I feel so complete. She says, give it to somebody who needs it.
Wow. Nice.
So talk about giving.
Yeah. Giving back.
I must be saving the world because I give unexpectedly all the time.
So wait, she had 9 sessions?
She had 10 sessions, and she gave her free session to somebody else.
And so she went from...
That's the one you're going to have, right?
Well, I've only had 2 so far tomorrow.
I know that.
So I still have 8 sessions because I don't feel complete yet.
Well, it takes time.
Okay, so as someone who's new to this, what happens in the session?
Well,
Ask Hugh.
Yeah. Well, should I say it right now?
Sure.
I mean,
you breathe.
You breathe.
You breathe.
You breathe in a way.
I direct the breathing.
Yeah.
And what happens is that the key to rebirthing, very simply, is being in the presence of somebody who can hold the space for you.
Okay.
For you to be totally taken care of. Holding, how many people will give you 2 hours of their time so that you can just do whatever you need to do?
Tamara does a really good job
of
holding
I'll pay
the
you
space.
Later, right?
No, it's not.
No, I do. I hold a good space.
She's like, having the best mom in the world there for
Pachamama.
you. Yeah.
Pachamama.
Boy, that Pachamama keeps coming up.
I know it does. Yeah, it does.
So, and then there are 3 things really that are required. The first one is to be aware.
Okay. Aware of your breathing?
Aware.
Okay.
Breathing is just part of awareness.
Okay.
If you're just aware of your breathing and you're not aware of a fire alarm going on, you're just partially aware.
Okay.
So whatever is in your mind, and he was, and this fellow before me, Brett, was talking. Sane. I beg your pardon. I thought his name was Brett.
It was.
Well.
It's Brad. And he's now sane as the musician.
Okay. Well, most people go into temporary insanity now and then,
Yes.
I'm glad I'm one of them, I'm sure we all ascribe to that. We have over 50,000 thoughts a day.
50,000 thoughts a day.
50,000 thoughts a day.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's
of thinking.
a lot.
That's
and unless we have the capacity to clear anything that doesn't support us, what happens is that every thought that is, let's say, negative gets stuck. And as we get older, if we don't clear those stuck thoughts, the body starts to solidify until the physical body can't hold another thought and it dies. And most people think that's right. So clear your thoughts, my friend.
So you're saying we die from too many thoughts?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay.
I said one of the reasons why people actually die is that they hold on to thoughts that are not life enhancing.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not worthy. I'm
Right.
an
Okay.
addict. I'm
Okay.
insane.
Okay.
I'm miserable.
Okay.
I'm angry. All of these things, until people have cleared through their negative mental mass, and that's emotional energy pollution. Leonard Orr, the founder of Rebirthing, addresses that a lot. He discovered rebirthing in his quest for physical immortality. Okay, and I'm sure we're going to come to that because that's your topic of pet for you.
Well, that's why I wear these rings.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. The
And
rings of immortality.
That's good. And it works. Look, you're still alive.
I know.
Right.
I know. It's a process.
It is a process.
You never really arrive.
It's the journey.
Yeah.
You hear people talking about my journey.
Yes. Yeah.
So the first thing that is really significant is awareness.
Okay.
And you see how that follows. And also that you need to be aware that your thoughts are creative. Mr. Sane before me spoke about belief system. Well, do you get a belief system first, or do you have a thought that is created first to give you the belief system? So we're going a little further back than just a belief system.
Okay.
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 So the idea is to be very aware of your thoughts.
Okay.
You know, one of the exercises I give my clients is called the basic thought process, where you just write down, and this is for everybody, you just write down every single one of your thoughts for 5-10 minutes first thing in the morning. You know, this room has changed, it's much better, it's a little chilly today, da 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 da. And then you come back and you circle anything where you make wrong. Like this, it's too chilly, I don't like this weather. And you go back to that thought and you say, although it's chilly, I'm grateful it's chilly, it perks me up for higher consciousness, or, you know, it gives me the opportunity of wearing my winter coat for another few days. Okay? So you just turn it around.
To a positive.
Right, absolutely.
Okay. So where?
So awareness, then relaxation.
Okay.
I mean, how many people can truly say, I'm really relaxed? I sit in front of the television and I'll relax. No, you don't. You recreate. That's recreation, it's not relaxation.
Okay.
Relaxation is total letting go. And then lots of exercises. Meditation is one of them. Eli Bay has a course where he does the relaxation response, which is extremely powerful.
I've heard of that.
And rebirthing. So you have your awareness,
Okay.
you have your relaxation,
Okay.
and the third thing is the breathing. And you become conscious of how relaxed or not relaxed you are during your breathing. Connecting your inhale to your exhale in a way that is very life-affirming. Okay? It's like, I always give the example of the strawberry. It's like you have a strawberry and you go in and you look at it and it looks delicious. And you smell it, and it's very enticing. But until you've put that strawberry in your mouth, you don't fully know what a strawberry is. Right? So that's what rebirthing is really about. And why would you have a rebirther anyway? You could do this on your own. You breathe in, you breathe out, which we do. You know, there are some automatic things that the body does, and then there's some things that you can control. And the breath is one that You know, it's quite natural to breathe. But when you learn to, I don't know how to put it, when you learn to be able to take charge of the breath and keep it in such a way, something miraculous happens. I love the work and I get bored quite easily. Why do I love the work? Because everybody that comes to see me is quite unique and special. And everybody has a unique way of thinking, a unique way of breathing. And so when people do rebirthing, I help guide the breath in such a way that there's a release, physically, mentally, emotionally, and there's a connection spiritually. That's what it's about.
And this is 2 hours. It's a 2-hour session?
2-hour session works into, we talk a little bit to see what the issues are. I more often than not try to identify what programs you're running.
Right. Okay. You mean thought programs? Is that what you mean? A program when you say
thought programs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like it's a very intense 2 hours.
It's intense.
It's very intense.
It's intense.
So are you feeling exhausted when you come out of it here?
No, you feel
exhilarated.
Energized. Yes.
Right.
So do people cry too?
Yes.
Oh yes. If they have issues that make them sad, they'll cry.
Okay.
Very often people say to me, I don't know why I cried. Well, because there's sadness there, and what you're doing is, the breathing is like oxygen to a wound, or like peroxide to a wound.
Okay.
It bubbles up anything that is not clear and perfect. And it takes time. You don't eat breakfast on Monday for the whole week, right?
Right. So that's why it's 10 sessions.
Well, that's an arbitrary figure. I mean, I have had people who have come for 20 sessions. I've had people coming to me for, I think the longest client I have he now comes once a year for what he calls his touch-up.
Well, I just want to say, Tamara, because it's like people are out of touch with their breathing. I know this from personal experience. It's like, who knows what happens when we are born, the birth trauma, and they slap you on the bum to get you breathing, and who knows how that affects you immediately. You come out of the womb and you're being assaulted, right?
That's right.
And it affects your breathing patterns, and
people's breathing mechanisms get inhibited.
Yeah.
Very often that first breath is like, and it's painful because the body hasn't had an opportunity yet to open up the lungs to breathe in a normal way. It's forced to breathe, and that's painful.
It's almost like your first breath is a gasp more than a
Your
breath.
first, primal scream, the primal screaming people, the primal breath, try to get back to that first breath. And in rebirthing, the rebirther is there because very often you feel like you're choking, but in each rebirthing session, you melt a little bit like that, so it doesn't have to be traumatic. Guided, simply, that's what happens. And what rebirthing deals with is a whole bunch of things. You used to call it the 5 biggies, but it's more than that, becoming more aware, like the birth trauma.
Okay.
Parental disapproval syndrome. Does anybody know what that is? Don't you dare do that. And even as an adult, how many people have gone into government buildings and shot people there because that's the voice of authority, and really who they should have gone back to is sorted out with their parents. Okay? Then there are other specific biggies. Something traumatic has happened to you in your lifetime. You were molested, you were minimized by a teacher at school, you were bullied, whatever.
Yeah, this stuff gets stored in your cells, right?
In
cellular
your cells.
memory.
Exactly.
And this rebreathing gets rid of that cellular memory.
Good.
I know.
He listened.
I know.
He listened.
Well, because
I could feel it. I could feel it too.
It's the experience of it. You can talk till you're blue in the face about being determined to give up drugs or alcohol or anything else, but until you feel that feeling of deep peace in every cell of your body, it's just talk. There's lots of people that just talk. Hugh thinks that it's easy for me to talk. No, it's much easier for me to do my work.
Okay, Tamara. Now listen, we don't have a lot of time now, but I know we got 2 things we want to talk about.
Yes.
Something's going on tonight, and then you've got the other event coming up in April, right?
Let me just talk about the 1st of April.
Okay.
On the 1st of April, I'm doing a 1-day workshop. And people are welcome to go to the, I've given them the website, welcome to go to my website, which is www.tamarapenn.com, and then /events, and then you'll find out 2 rebirthing events, and also what's happening tonight. Tonight is the 26th, Monday the 26th of March, and Marcel Wolf is coming to talk about frequency matters.
What does that mean?
Well, it does matter. You know, if we were walking on the earth for 25 kilometers every day, getting the frequency of the earth, you know, the sun over our heads, we wouldn't need a pulsing magnetic field. But we do, because more and more people are becoming sick because they don't have life frequency pumping into them.
From bumping on, from just connecting with the earth, right? Plus the magnetic field of the earth is decreasing.
Well, that's
tomorrow.
what we're talking about tonight. Cell phones, electricity all around, the guys in front of their monitors. Sorry, guys. You know, it's not just a tickle, it's serious stuff. You know, people not seeping.
Doesn't Organite help with that?
Sure.
There are things
Probably.
that can...
There are
And
things.
these, right? Are the quantum things.
Absolutely, we all carry these woo-woo things. They work. See, why is mine not showing? Because it didn't match my outfit, you see. I'm still very vain.
Okay, Tamara. So tonight,
So tonight, if anybody would like to come to this, it's a free talk.
Marcel
where is it?
Wolf.
Where?
Marcel Wolf is a health educator.
Okay.
He's brilliant. I bring him in to speak to the people that I know and love.
Okay.
And they can contact me, and I will register them. It has to be registered.
Okay.
And I will give them the address. It's near St. Clair and Bathurst.
Okay.
And I'd be delighted if you'd like to come. As I said, it's a free talk, and people can come and experience the mat.
is it at your place?
Don't do that, Hugh. I've asked you not to.
Okay. I don't even know where you live.
You don't get. You can get a rise from me. My brother got a rise from me when we were little, and I ran around the farmhouse with a chopper, screaming, "I'm going to kill you!"
Yeah.
Later, years later, my dear brother, who I adore, who's a psychoanalyst, no less, probably because of that terrible incident, apologized to me for making my life a total misery when I was younger.
There you go.
There you go. So forgiveness is a very big thing.
Okay.
But you know, the man before me was talking about love.
Yes.
Love is forgiving.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, it's forgiving self. Really.
First.
Yes.
Okay, Tamara. So where do people
are we
find
done?
out? How do people get in touch with you
I'm glad
to
you
register
asked
for
me.
tonight or for April 1st?
Well, I'll tell you. For tonight, they can go onto my website, which is www.tamarapenn.com.
Penn is with 2 N's?
Events. TamaraPenn.com/events. And
Okay.
all the events that I do are on there.
Even tonight's event?
Even tonight's event.
Okay.
So just give me a call. I'll be happy to register you.
Okay, Tamara.
I just want to say, with your magnetic necklace and your magnetic rings,
Are you feeling it?
Well, no, I'm feeling the headbutting. I'm thinking we're going to have our own internal pole shift right here in the studio.
Oh,
The
you know,
magnetic
I wish
pole
I'm
you'd
not butting
let
heads
me.
with
right
Tamara.
I wish you would. He knows not to butt heads.
He's
That's past experience, you know. Pachamama whacks him on the hand, you know. No, you know, I've just been studying the Mayans. It's really very interesting. We talk about shifts. We're coming into a huge shift of human consciousness. And that's why, for those people who have more awareness, share with people who don't.
Yes.
That is where it is. We'll all bring everybody up so that we can shift in a way that is significant and harmonious and peaceful.
Wow. Again,
That's
that's resonating
beautiful.
with what Sane said earlier.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's all
quite-
working out tomorrow.
Well, you know, I made my notes
So
here.
maybe we'll
Anything
see
I
it
left out? No, I think
Okay.
it's all there.
Awesome.
Thank you, Tamara.
So we're going to
Thank
see
you
him
so
hopefully
much.
tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
I hope you will come. You will thank me for it.
Okay.
I have people coming up to me in the street 10 years later saying, "Oh, thank you so much. you told me about something 10 years ago. I meant to thank you. It's changed my life. So listen, folks, when I tell you something,
Wow.
you come, especially you guys with all the computers.
What time is the event tonight?
7:30 tonight.
7:30 to 9 or?
7:30 to 9.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just so people know.
TamaraPenn.com/events. You can get all the information. We're going to take a quick break now. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes with our next guest. And we are going to play this little video from Leonard Orr right now. This is him talking about, he's the father of Rebirthing, talking about physical immortality.
Wow.
So we'll be right back.
He was my mentor for 12 years in the woods. Thank you, my darling.
In the woods?
The idea of physical immortality is impossible because the end of immortality never comes. So you can never achieve physical immortality. You can only be achieving it. All there is in the universe is energy, thought, and form. And the form is created by thought. All form is created by thought. And so the body is created by thought, and all of our personal realities are created by thought, which means that everybody is responsible for their own death. However, when people believe and they accept the belief system that death is inevitable and beyond their control, then they're actually giving their control over to a belief. And so if you start with the idea that everybody creates their own death, then the question is, how does that actually work? And Freud used the term, or coined the term, the unconscious death urge. And he wrote an essay about the unconscious death urge, which is the most brilliant thing that was ever written that I've ever been able to find, in addition to my own writings on the subject. And however, when he died, the idea or the knowledge of the unconscious death urge went back into the unconscious of psychotherapy and has not since surfaced except by psychotherapists that have been influenced by some of my books. And so the unconscious death urge, Freud defines the unconscious as simply memory. And the whole insurance industry is based upon the idea that people die at approximately the same age and approximately the same symptoms as their parent of the same sex. So the entire multi-billion-dollar insurance industry is based upon the death urge, which people never think about. And so I have, when I became enlightened about death and the death urge and how it works, and healed my own death urge, then I became very curious and just fascinated by death and how it works, and realized that there was actually a cause and effect relationship, and anybody could study the cause and effect relationship. And when you do study your own family tradition, you can pretty much predict your own life, or death, just like insurance companies do. And so that gives you something concrete to work on when you are working on bringing the unconscious death urge into consciousness and then healing it. And so the knowledge of the unconscious death urge is the key to the psychology of physical immortality. And I still like the idea of physical immortality, the words physical immortality, even though it's impossible to achieve. And it's a perfect religion because if you're a hypocrite, you're exposed by your own death, right? And so it's the perfect religion. And since you can never achieve it, then because immortality never ends, then it's another essential element of the perfect religion, because you can't get arrogant and stupid behind that idea. You have to be constantly alive and in touch with your body and your mind and your feelings and the eternal energy, which is the source of both our mind and our body. And so to unravel the death urge, however, is not an easy task. Most people are not able to deal with the death urge until their parents die, and then it's jammed in their face, It's very common for people to have terminal diseases when their parents die, or just very, very depressing time. We have to question all of these belief systems that are given to us by our civilization and to liberate ourselves from them in a practical way.